National Disaster Management Authority, or NDMA, as the apex body, is mandated to lay down the policies, plans and guidelines for disaster management to ensure timely and effective response to disaster. The vision of NDMA is to build a safer and disaster-resilient India. NDMA serves as the lead agency in disaster risk management. It sets up early warning system surveillance in the disaster-prone areas. The impacts of climate change are likely to worsen many problems that the coastal areas already face. Shoreline erosion, coastal flooding and water pollution affect man-made infrastructure and coastal ecosystems. Confronting existing challenges is already a concern. By taking a holistic, proactive, technology-driven approach to mitigation, it reduces the impact of these disasters. The government has taken a great initiative by planning to construct multi-purpose cyclone shelters from the Prime Minister's Relief Fund, PMRF, which shall be helpful to the societies in disaster-prone areas where frequent natural disasters like flood and earthquake are common. NDMA intended to take up the execution of the multi-purpose cyclone shelters at 20 locations in North Parganas and 15 locations in Purba Mednipur districts in West Bengal. NDMA handed over 35 of these multi-purpose cyclone shelters to EPIL. EPI, a Government of India enterprise, has all the resources and capabilities for challenging and turnkey projects. By taking up planning, design, construction works of the project as per requirements, multi-purpose cyclone shelters designed for earthquake zone 4 level that can withstand severe storms and cyclones. These buildings are designed for 250 to 300 kilometers per hour wind speeds during the storms.
EPIL is now working in some of the most disadvantaged areas of the state. In fact, to move materials, to move manpower, to find local contractors has been a huge challenge for them. Between April to October end, most of the construction activities are at a reduced scale or stopped completely because of rain, because of the difficulties in crossing the rivers and the ingress of water which happens in these areas. So despite this challenging environment, it's heartening that EPIL has continued moving in the direction of completing the projects and shouldering the responsibility which the Government of India has entrusted them.
Multi-purpose cyclone shelters have approaches for entrance from all 4 sides of the building, that is, 2 side staircase and 2 ramps. Ramps are built in buildings and they can be used by senior citizens, handicapped persons and by the cattle to climb. At 2.5 meters, a stilt floor is constructed without walls for the safety of cattle, and the first level above the natural ground level is designed keeping in mind the highest flood level in these areas in the last 100 years. Toilets are constructed for proper sanitation in every building. That helps to make environment clean and hygienic. For power backup, facilities through DG sets or generators have been provided. Because during storms and cyclones, the power supply gets mostly disconnected.
To set up a cyclone shelter where the marooned people may find relief at an instant in case such a tragedy befalls our area. So I think this is a very good initiative on the part of the state government funded by the central government.
Out of the total 35 multi-purpose cyclone shelters, 15 of them have already been taken over by NDMC authorities. At the remaining multi-purpose cyclone shelters, work is going on and is scheduled to be completed by December 2015. In constructing these buildings, multi-purpose cyclone shelters, EPIL has faced various challenges. Mobilization of the material and equipment has been quite difficult, as the sites have to be approached through narrow roads, which have been paved with bricks only. The approach roads to sites are not in a good condition, which makes it difficult for the material to be delivered. On some sites, enough space was not available for external development. Hence, the material had to be dumped in water ponds for storage due to lack of space near the site, which resulted in a wastage of material. Some sites have low land space and groundwater level is higher than the natural ground level. Therefore, during the monsoons, the construction sites get converted into ponds, inhibiting the delivery of material at the site, and as a result, construction activities get delayed for several days. At some sites, there is a danger of attacks by wild animals, like tigers near the Sundarbans. Snake bites are common. At the MPCS sites, work is going on in full swing, despite the problems faced by EPIL.
সেই এলাকার মানুষ গরু ছাগল বা ভেড়া এই জায়গায় এসে আমরা উঁচু জায়গা এখানে আমাদের বিল্ডিংয়ে আশ্রয় নেই বা চিংড়ি গুড় বা আমাদের খিচড়ি এই জায়গায় মানুষকে পরিষেবা দেওয়া খাদ্য দেওয়া হয় এলাকার মানুষ যাতে বাঁচে সেই জন্য আমাদের সাইক্লোন শেল্টার তৈরি করা হয়েছে।
The foundation to turn India into a strong nation has to be laid at the primary and rural levels. Education is of utmost importance. The survey called Annual Status of Education Report ASER shows that even though the number of students is rising, apart from sheltering people during the natural disasters, these multi-purpose cyclone shelters are used to run schools. There are multiple uses of these multi-purpose cyclone shelters. For example, they serve as training centers for training people for disaster preparedness, to demonstrate and raise awareness on how to use tools and local material for rescue, how to shift people to safer places during calamities. Mock drills have been arranged during the non-disaster period. The rescue team undergoes standard training from time to time in these multi-purpose cyclone shelters. Education is vital to ensuring a better quality of life for all people. But if the women get left behind, these goals can never be achieved. Educating women yields spectacular social benefits for the current generation and for that to come. Vocational training centers in multi-purpose cyclone shelters for men and women in various trades to make them self-dependent are being organized. These shelters have been used by the local people for community functions, Panchayat office and Panchayat meetings. Ladies and students are provided with proper food. The credit goes to the government, efforts of the EPIL and Ndma, the National Disaster Management Authority.